We'll just
Cheers,
chat.
Jules.
Lovely to meet you.
How lucky are we to do this on a...
Are we ready to go, Marsh?
You're recording that.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
All right. Well,
So,
I'm
hi,
glad you got the
everyone.
cheers in. Yeah.
We're here at Rachel Gibson's Heart of the Horse retreat. We've absolutely thrilled and honoured to meet you and be a part of this magnificent place. Thank you for having us. I'm Claire, if anyone doesn't know, and this is Georgie. We're the Venus twins from Melbourne, Australia, and we're also in Victoria. Yeah, thank you
Beautiful
for having
country,
us, Rachel.
Victoria.
Just down the road, really, isn't it? Just a road
Yeah.
trip an hour
Yeah.
away.
Wasn't far.
Yeah, it was a
Wasn't
lovely
far.
trip. I was very excited to be coming to the country.
Yeah,
Love the country.
yeah.
It's just a magnificent place. Yeah, can you tell us a bit about how it all started for you and what's the what's
Oh
this
my gosh,
land mean to you and all that?
there's so many things I could possibly tell you, but I think I probably will start with, there was a horse I had called Boomer, and he was the most incredible. I actually call him, he was like one of my major teachers on earth. And I was living on a farm at the time, and I took Boomer out for a walk one day, and there was a lady staying in some accommodation on our farm. And we walked past her because I was going out walking with the dogs, and we stopped to talk. And Boomer put his head on her head, and they just had this moment that went for 3 or 4 minutes, and tears poured down the lady's face. There was such a deep medicine. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't make sense of it. And when it finished, he licked her face once, and she told me that she had just been coming off antidepressants that she'd been on for 30 years.
Wow.
She'd had the roughest 3 weeks of her life, and in those few minutes, she had more peace than she'd felt for years.
That's amazing.
And so I'm like, what is this? I have a love for horses, and I was learning at the time about the healing power of horses, not just the love we have for them, but what they can actually do for humans.
Yeah.
And so then I got really curious, like, what was that?
Yeah.
And so then I started taking my massage table out under the trees, and
You
people
can
would
see over there, everybody.
yeah,
Just right behind her.
maybe
I can't wait to try that out.
Yeah.
and just the peace that people could access outside on the massage table with the animals all around was just next level. And then I thought, you know what, I really should train in a bit more what's going on here. So I just got to marry my passion of horses with my other passion of healing modalities, and then I've created this kind of really unique healing experience.
And it really is, everyone. If you can't see it in here, but there's a bell tent over there that's been done up like you won't. We'll show you later
You
how
want some
beautiful it
chai,
is.
do you?
And oh, here's the dog.
Oh, do you want to say something in the mic? The mic's here.
This is Leela.
Hello, Leela.
Leela's not allowed to
Oh.
jump, but
Hello,
sometimes
Leela.
she chooses the most
smelling?
perfect moments, and
smelling?
I just
Do you
have
want
to
some
pretend
chai?
that it's I'm not watching. Oh, look, you're
Oh,
getting onto it.
So
that's
what
all
what
right.
is like
That's
the
all right.
how would you describe the power that the horses have to heal humans
You know what?
and other beings, I suppose too?
I think the American Indians really knew how the power and the spirit of horse, and then more modern civilizations, they've been looked upon as a bit of a beast that can help humans.
Yes, yes.
But the more I spend time with them and the more I watch them at work, it's like, hey, human, if you just slow down, be still, I can probably help you out. But yes, if you want to keep asking things of me, I'll do the things. But
yeah,
if you just, I can probably assist.
give me some more
It's like
credit.
saying,
Yes.
see me.
Yeah.
You don't see me
Yeah.
normally.
Yes. Yes. So
Beautiful.
And we were chatting when we've just met Rachel today, and we haven't talked much, have we, Rachel? But when we arrived and we were making chai and chatting, we brought up the subject of Liz Mitten
Ryan.
Ryan
From
sorry,
Equinicity Retreats in Kamloops in Canada.
Canada, who has come into our field of awareness because she connected with us after a recent interview
Just a week ago
that we did. And it's just been the most amazing synchronicity that we were already coming here to meet you, Rachel. And then when we mentioned Liz and her beautiful property in Kamloops, and her herd. What was it that you said?
Well, I have her books, and I used to pore over those books thinking, oh,
Hi,
one
Liz.
day, yeah, hi Liz, if ever
Mm.
I'd love to meet you one day in person. I would love to do retreats with horses. And here I am. That's what I'm actually doing. And that book, I've had that for, I don't know, many years. And it was just such an inspiration. And there's actually nowhere in Australia that this, I'm going to pause. Look at Franklin. Can you see Franklin in that? Yes, he just raised his head as I said. He's standing away from the hay roll,
Why is he doing that?
and he's looking in that deep meditative trance-like state.
Is it at Nick?
When they're doing that, it's like they're really. I've been referring to it a lot lately as horse reiki.
Oh my God, you're being horse reiki. Or maybe we are.
We're all part of the herd at the
Getting a
moment.
nod
Are
there.
we?
Yeah, we're all part of it because we've come into the herd, and he's in that deep. So that look
feeling
is when the most powerful healing energy is
It's going to make me cry.
Yeah, that's the most common thing. People sit down and go, the tears come.
And today happens to be the 9/9 portal.
Oh my gosh, I forgot, but I
Yeah.
was reading about it a few days
Yeah.
ago, how powerful it was, but I didn't realize it was today.
I know, isn't that
And we
another
just
synchronicity
chose
that,
it so randomly. Oh my
Is it
goodness.
normal to people to cry when that
It's
happens?
the most common thing, and it takes people by surprise. And so
Very powerful.
the most usual thing I do as soon as we sit in circle is usually create sacred space to let people know that whatever comes up, you are very safe. We're being filmed now, but you guys can edit whatever needs. But it's
Sure.
they evoke what's under to help her just move through, and it's when it hits, it really hits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's the way he's such a peaceful stance, isn't it?
it's
and,
like
and
trance.
nodding.
Yeah,
Nods.
complete communication. It's like they're in the conversation. So you'll get the lovely eye blink. Sometimes you'll get the nod. You'll get the telepathic.
Yeah.
The out breath. Did you hear
Yes.
that?
I've got to tell you about a message that I did a very short channeling this morning at home because I was keen to get a message from the Sports Collective. And I'll play it to you later. But they said that they're coming in for a special reason now because they hold the Schumann resonance, the horses. And they said, I can't remember it verbatim, but at the end it was quite a beautiful sentence. They said, and together we and the humans will breathe life back into the lungs of Earth again. Yeah. So it was something about the breath came through in that channeling.
Yes.
And I think when you just just mentioned that just then, how they breathe.
Yes.
It's like, it feels like a very significant time for the horses.
It is, and I'm
to
having
be healing humanity.
so many people turn up for sessions or coming on retreat going, I don't know why, but I've just got to be near horses. It's like they're calling them in their dream state. They're calling them in their awareness. They're calling people that may have had a love for them and then they've let it go. For many women, that is often in their late 40s
childhood.
onwards.
Yeah, like myself, and but
Claire's been
grew up with
calling them in
horses.
big time.
Oh, I have. I've
In
even
her
got
dream
my list for my farm that I'm going to manifest. And
you know what's the most important that they remind in the writing as well? That vibration of joy and pleasure is one we have to be in so much right now for the intensity on earth. And that joy that comes when you have that passion and that just being with them, that
brings you to tears,
yes,
doesn't it?
It does.
It's so
For me,
majestic.
it's more about the gentle connection, and the peace, and just finding that silence and tranquility and feeling the deep healing that they bring. That's what really moves me.
Yes.
Because I'm not someone who's had a childhood of growing up around horses. If anything, I had a fear, and it was only because I didn't know anything about them. I'd never ridden, and then when I did come to ride, it was just in a group of friends, and they said, we're going riding, and they were all experienced, and they said, let's go, and I was like, oh gosh, okay, I've got to get on a horse, and I'm a bit frightened about what do you do. And so my fear was obviously picked up, and I didn't even know that they were so highly sensitive to your energy at that time.
Yes.
So it wasn't a great experience for me.
Yes.
Didn't get bucked off, but it wasn't a great
Yeah.
experience. And so then I actually had the privilege of going to a health retreat in Queensland where they were doing equine therapy there. And it was about connecting with the horses through your energy,
Mhm.
your thoughts,
Mhm.
and learning to guide them around, which I'm
Yes.
sure you might do a bit of here
Yes.
with people.
Yes.
And that really helped me. All of a sudden it clicked for me how highly in tune they are with your energy,
Yes.
how beautiful. I mean, I've always thought they were beautiful, but I was just fearful of riding them.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
Claire's the opposite. She'll be like, let me jump on one now. But
Yes.
yeah, and so I just love that beautiful connection that you can have with a horse energetically.
And I think that's where so much of the healing's coming from, because so many people have had so much talking therapies
Yeah.
to the cows come home, literally.
Yes.
And they come into these spaces and it's just so about the body, the heart, and boom, where they're in.
Mm.
They're in quickly. They just get
Right.
in. They're so efficient. They're master healers.
Yeah.
They really are incredible. And it's in the subtlety, the simplicity, the
Yeah,
presence.
healing with ease
It,
because you don't need to tell them anything. They
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Mm.
So the more that I do this now, the less I do, and just create a safe container for people's wisdom to come through. Like when I first started, it was very activity based, and we do lots of things with the horses. Now they always free. They get to be participating if they want, and
I love
allow.
that so much.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I've never ridden a horse again after, owning my own when I was younger. I just couldn't bear to go to a horse riding trail ride place and, I just get so mistreated and just
Yes.
want that. It just never felt right to me.
Yes.
Just to see them like this makes me feel so peaceful.
Peaceful.
Like it's like really taking my breath away, I've got to say.
And
They're majestically
we'll
big.
show everybody bits and pieces of this beautiful land and what Rachel set up here too, as we film this. And
Can I just
Rachel,
say?
yeah,
Can I just say a little thing about that? Notice how
Yes.
many horse owners keep all of their horses separate.
Oh, yes, I know.
They want to be a herd
Indeed.
and to
Yeah.
have their natural, all their needs met. So for this work, you need to be around calm, healthy, happy horses that have all of their basic needs.
Yeah.
They need to be able to, when they've been in big energy, kick off their legs, gallop around,
Yeah.
roll, have the herd dynamic, a sense of family.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful to watch them in their natural environment.
So respectful to have them that way. Like I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm going to get myself a horse," and I always think, or I'll say, "Don't just get one, get 4, and make sure 3, 2 or 3, at least 2, and make sure you've got a lot of land,
And all, even put
plenty,
a sheep with
or
it,
a
or
sheep."
a goat in,
Yep.
but not just one being. I feel so sad for the ones on their very own,
Oh, it's a
because
lonely, miserable life.
any
Yep.
herd animal is not supposed to be. And I know life, we've
Mm.
got limitations of what we can do, but
Yeah.
they're so much happier in a herd,
Yeah.
and that their security is
Is
amazing.
there a hierarchy amongst them?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
And
I'm just looking at them now.
and they're amazing though. They're all so individual,
Yeah.
and they've all got their most incredible gifts, and they're all 100% themselves in every moment. So we can, even from those couple of statements, realize, oh my gosh, how much we can learn from that, just to be self. When I did the training, it wasn't that many years ago, 7 8 years ago, and I thought, oh, I am just putting so many masks on depending on the environment I'm in. That is so fucking exhausting.
Yeah, isn't it? Nicely said.
And it's just like, just be horse. Now, it's hard, of course. We do that, but I'm so aware of it, and really bring that part of their teachings. Of, could you ever imagine Clover comparing her beautiful, luscious rump with Lady's slender, like, and imagining that she wished that she had hers, or vice versa, or
Are they all mares or
three
have you
mares,
got a gelding?
and that's Franklin at the hay. He's the new kid on the block who's been with us for 9 months.
He's settling in quite nicely.
It's been a rough ride. He's had a big presence to bring in, but he's very special because I just had separated from my husband, and 3 days after he left the country to go live back in his homeland, I got gifted Franklin.
3 days. Wow.
Wow.
And Franklin has taught me that to keep my heart open despite enormous grief, that I want to just, go like this and shut down. And the love that I have for that being, he has helped me keep the heart open and grieve
At the
same
same
time. And I'm
respectful.
besotted with him. Like, I just stand next to him. You need anything?
So
You
beautiful.
need some hay? Like, he's just such a beautiful being, and he's come at a time with such a protector energy. So
He's
wherever
got
I
a
am,
strong presence. Yeah.
he's the one that. Where are you? What are you doing? He's just always got it, and it feels very beautiful. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Look at the size of that horse there.
That's Clover.
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 Different
Yeah.
one.
So she's 18 hands. So that is like a baby elephant, really.
That is a big horse.
And Lady beside her, she's the one just to the left of Clover. She's a 16.1 hand thoroughbred. So she's
That's still pretty tall.
She's a big horse, but she kind of looks like a pony next
Stand up. Yeah, she really
next to Clover.
And does your herd, we were talking inside, do they do the positioning of like the grid kind of positioning, or I'm not how what you
Yes.
even call it?
Yes.
Geometric. Now, what's all that about?
Well, I don't know if I
Fascinating.
don't know if I can put the right words to it, but I can only try to describe it as best as I can. It's like that there's this communication that everybody needs to be in a certain way. And usually it would be Lady. She's kind of the herd leader of the feminine. Is orchestrating who's standing where. And it's kind of like, sometimes it's literally looks like a horse might be grazing and like they get a wolf whistle. Hey, here, now. It's like, oh, okay. And then once they're in place, it's like, boom. And
And they
so
stay there.
it's like this magnetic portal opens.
Wow.
It's definitely connected with the trees. They do their most, they prefer, the trees give them something. I'm not sure what it is, whether it's the grounding of the trees or the energy works with the trees.
Could be the lays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually what a clairvoyant came recently. She said it's almost like the the energy lines, and they'll stand on different paths to work together.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a course actually, but we're learning about ley lines and how to spot them in nature. Usually it's very easy to, much easier one if you take photographs. So we might take some photographs for you and check, but I do feel that they're around these trees here.
Yeah.
And there's often lays leading into a larger portal.
And I feel
Yeah.
that. I really feel that.
Where's that? Here. Yeah.
Because
Yep.
usually the whole herd will congregate here with a massage table here.
Yep.
And that's where I love to get people to lay. And
that's a fifth dimensional space, the portals.
Yeah.
That's what we were told and taught by Rachel Bourne, if you know who she is.
I know that name.
Yeah, yeah.
She does the course online. It's great.
Oh, I think
Yeah, psychic
we highly
development
recommend
course.
it.
It's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
So
the sun's
so
come
you're
out.
so in January 2022, you began channeling
Yes.
messages from the horses.
Yes.
And you're now in the process of writing a book, or have written.
So close to finishing.
Yeah.
Literally.
So tell us about that.
Yes, it's such a beautiful, you know how you don't, well, I never thought that my life was going to take this turn that it had. So basically I always felt that I would write a book one day, and I've loved to channel for many, many years. Had a blog, well, like 8 or 9 years ago. But I didn't make enough time for the writing. So I teach Kundalini Yoga, and in Kundalini Yoga, when we want to strengthen something within ourselves, we give ourselves a 40-day practice. So it could be a 40-day practice with a particular meditation. It could be a 40-day practice to help with some addiction or strengthening or anger or whatever. So I gave myself a 40-day practice to write for 30 minutes a day. So like, okay, commit. I was home alone over that summer. Thought that's what I was just would see what comes. And then on day 6 or 7, I got the inspiration to go sit with the herd. And interestingly enough, beautiful Tavy, who's now in that lovely still state,
With
like frankly,
the foot lock
yeah.
resting.
So that's like her just hanging out with her foot resting. I went and sat with her, and the most beautiful words flew into my journal. We've just well, I've got the whole thing somewhere, so I don't know if you want me to read it
Yeah,
or
please.
Well,
yeah, that'd be good. Is
on your-
there? Is this your journal here?
yes,
With the cockatoo on it?
yes. Thank you.
Did you light this fire, by the way?
Of course,
By yourself?
country girl. And I love that when I started doing this, whenever I channel, I just love that it's word perfect. So I think it's going to be such a great job for my editor. She doesn't have to edit the channeling. She's got to edit my words.
Fabulous. Yeah,
But the
yeah.
channeling just flies out so so well.
Yeah, do you find it hard to keep up? To find you scribble?
Yeah. But there's never like a cross out or it just amazes me. And then also because I'm in a slightly altered state when I read back and go, oh my God, that's amazing. But there's when it's coming through, it's not kind of that appreciation as much because it's
How wonderful.
so beautiful, Tavy. She bows.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at it. Yes. Oh, so beautiful.
She says, your energetic heart you felt open a little and expand. It is vibrational medicine we can give you and those you work with. We work with the frequencies of energy that are a blueprint in our species. The humans, of course, have this same energy, but it is often so heavily compromised by the human experience. Our gift to humanity is to help reconnect to the central heart. Do you know what that is?
It could very well be what our guides call the core of you. Yeah, we did a channeling about that.
Yeah,
The center of us, which is
Is it the 0 point?
I wonder.
Our connection to source?
Yeah, I feel that I didn't know that terminology. And then I've put these on TikTok and they've kind of gone viral, which is super exciting.
You can see it's on Rachel on TikTok. Her TikTok channel's really wonderful.
Yeah, and there's lots of people going, they knew about that. It's like, oh, I don't know what it is, but that's...
And being on the spiritual journey and the path of ascension is all about connecting with the heart. It's getting out of the thinking mind and the influence of the programming of the reality we've been in.
Yes.
And coming into the heart and the feeling and the knowing. So it's opening that, I feel, and the horses are here to help people to open that.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not.
Yes.
They're drawn to it and then this miraculously happens for them. It's beautiful.
When we hear that, we all just take a breath. So we take an inhale and then we take that lovely big exhale out through the mouth. So that's how some of the biggest medicines... Yeah. I literally walk around doing that because we cannot have TMJ, we cannot have... Yeah. But sometimes those out-breaths come at beautiful moments. Sometimes it's just a reminder for everyone present to take a breath. It could be for him, it could be for the herd, but that's how they regulate themselves. And that's the underpinning of everything we do when people come here is the breath. It's connecting to the breath. It's our inbuilt superpower and our hearts and how they're all connected. Okay, so we got to the central heart. We are such a physical companion to humans since the beginning of time. However, the horse medicine we can share is way beyond the limitations of physical activities. The indigenous Americans, native Indian tribes, are a race that knew our horse medicine well. They were and still are deeply connected with us. We are a vehicle for spirit to move through us in an amplified way. That is why the gift of stillness and presence is the most potent way to access the subtle healing vibrations that we emit.
Beautiful.
We are excellent at telepathic communication, as you know well. It is the human that is often too congested in their thinking mind that inhabits our ability to communicate this way. However, we are saying that more and more subtle openings and shifts in consciousness are altering profoundly within humans at this time. So this will be an access point that is becoming more and more available in the coming years. I can even see that literally within the last year, how many people are open more to the telepathic communication with them than even a year ago.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's quickening. It's really getting fast.
Mhm.
Our transmissions are so powerful for you to receive. We are looking. That was for me. We are looking forward to sharing with you a lot more. But don't try and make any of this happen. Allow it to unfold organically. It is important to just receive at this time for yourself, and equally you'll be inspired to connect in and let us transcribe through you. Ancient horse wisdom can be a heart medicine that Earth is ready to receive, especially now. Timing is always perfect, and that helps all of us to trust what is unfolding, even if it appears that is inherently negative or not as we wish. That was right in the crux of lockdowns and
Yeah, right.
all that was going on.
Wow, this is amazing.
We too have our very physical presence and our everyday concerns of food, water, safety, security, and routines that guide us. Our individual personalities differ as diversely as do all in the animal and human kingdoms. As an overreaching statement, we tend to stay deeply connected to our inherent spiritual selves as we walk this earth. This is something that humans have been compromised by over thousands of years, or more accurately, since being seeded on this planet.
Mm.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're all aspiring, isn't it? To be so deeply connected on earth and our spiritual selves at the same time. We can act as a bridge to lead you back to that aspect of self, relearning, remembering the power of your heart, the potency of your spirit, the deep connection you have access to within yourself and the greater earth, along with the interdimensional information that is always available. I am referring to the collective as I say this. It's beginning to return to humanity in a seismic way. It is palpable, it is obvious, and we can feel the awakening literally as we spend time with people. I love this sentence. You could look upon us as activation stations that jumpstart the reconnection process. So that's actually what happens to people. They remind them to come home to self.
Coming home to yourself, remembering.
Remembrance. That is I think whether someone comes for a couple of hour session, a day retreat, a weekend retreat, they leave connected to self more than.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you notice after people have sessions one-on-one? Perhaps it would be interesting, like what you hear back from your clients and people that visit.
I think I'm unshockable of what these guys can assist with and help. Like it is. I think everybody deserves to sit in the presence of horses, and you don't have to have a major health crisis or to be healing from something.
Isn't that a beautiful thing to say? Like people think they have to be sick in order to receive a healing, and it's not true, because we all have things that we're holding within us that need to be felt and seen and loved. And sometimes we may not be aware of what that is too.
And
yes, exactly.
That's what gets evoked.
Yeah.
When people, it's just like they can just bring it up to move it through. I'm nearly there. There's only one more little sentence. Yeah, so you could look upon us as activation stations that jumpstart the reconnection process. We appreciate having our needs met to live our lives in connection, harmony, a sense of purpose, plenty of aliveness and interaction, huge amounts of love. With all that intact, we love to offer our individual and collective energy as a herd to those we spend time with. Thank you for being the fifth horse at Heart of the Horse.
Oh, hey. Oh wow, that's really beautiful. Imagine reading a whole book of that.
That was the beginning, and I have now 6 journals full of the most beautiful, simple, remembering kind of energy of presence, breath, connection, heart, love, simplicity is the vibe that like the lines to it are beautiful quotes all on their own of just
absolutely.
It's going to be the sort of book that you actually need to just write down ones that land for yourself too, because they're just profound.
Really are. Absolutely
There'll
stunning.
be something for everyone.
What's the book going to be called? Have you
named
it?
Ask that next.
It's being called at the moment my golden book, and I'm had this vision of holding it close to my chest as it's being birthed, and it's going to be something along the lines of I can't tell you. I've got like six. I've got six. I've got
Keep it a
different.
surprise.
Yeah, yeah. It's again we talk about healing with horses and how they can how ancient horse wisdom can help people in modern lives heal, because there's going to be a huge healing toolbox at the back of the book of all different therapies, processes, things we can do. Because you know when shit's going down.
And maybe
I love how
Tavy's
you
got
always
the answer
notice
to
us.
what it's called.
Yes.
Because we have been gifted with the names of everything from our guides too, haven't we? They
Yes,
gave us
we
the
have,
name
yeah.
of our course. They gave us the name of our business.
Yes.
So
It's interesting you say that, because I know I've got
Ask.
to come and sit with them before I send it off to the editor. I think I've got a closing from them,
Yeah.
and I think that's a great. I'll bring that title into that.
And you always
Yeah.
sit with the herd when you're
No.
channeling. You don't have to.
You don't have
so
to.
you can channel Tavy
Yeah.
wherever you are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Which is that was a
Because
whole
you're
new.
part of the herd.
That's right. That was a whole new thing. And then I had a girlfriend came over just as this started opening within myself, and she's like, "Oh, I wonder what they would say to me." And I'm like, "I don't
Just
know."
listen.
And she said, "Could you do it for me?" And I'm like,
He's scratching his head. When we asked our guides, our spirit guides, who we call them, they're called the Andromedan Council of 9, about how do you become telepathic? They said, listen with your mind's eye and try not to judge what comes in. Just don't judge it, and then it'll come in. Yeah, but it does take practice. But if you listen and just get out of the way a bit, so to speak,
that's
you
right.
can hear it. And then writing, this automatic writing is a really great way, or using a pendulum, or if you want to do it that way, is another interesting way. But there's lots of different ways. Some people might even sing it. You're like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like whatever comes in.
And I think that's what we have to trust our own little bit of the little crumbs that take us, and we're not supposed to be like anybody else or do it any, like we can learn something from someone and then get crippled that we're not like them. That is the worst thing that can happen. We've just got to take the knowledge and let it, the words that come through all the time in their transmissions is play.
Oh, I love that.
Whenever we're learning something new, we play. And as soon as we say that, it lets our inner child come out. The expectations and the judgment can go. And and so that's what I did with my friend. I said, let's go play, because that's what they've been saying. So we went and played.
You go into the magic.
That's right. Without all of the stuff. And then anyway, the most beautiful soul transmission can come through for people, like a reading by the herd. I just flew out. I was like, whoa, okay, this is cool. And so I've got some of those peppered through the book as well. So
so gorgeous.
And what do you offer in a nutshell if people decide they'd love to come and see you, Rachel?
Yes.
What can you tell them about what you offer here?
Well, actually not that long ago, just after my separation, I was very close to closing up shop. It was with our economic downturn year.
Sure.
I was struggling to get individual clients, and then I think around that time I put a few videos on TikTok. Like TikTok.
Good old TikTok.
I'm not even on
It's
TikTok.
got its place.
Like, I cannot tell you. So I've been self-employed for 20 years in the healing arts. I got my 20-year overnight breakthrough. It went viral. Bananas.
Bit like for us, same thing.
Yeah. It's like that magic.
That one video just goes boom.
Yeah.
It's such an exciting thing. So what it gifted me is the world wants, even though not many people have been coming to Drummond North, the world wants this information. And there's that people are just going, why am I crying? What's going on? Why am I feeling like this? So it's very quantum. It's transferring beautifully through all the different ways. So,
and has a ripple
I
effect.
can't explain why I was crying before, even though I'm a massive horse lover from way back, but there was most certainly an energy transference going on.
Yes.
With that beautiful horse, all of them.
Yeah. And look, he's back in that exact.
He is too.
Yeah. So the ladies before, when Franklin came, in his channeling, he says that his masculine is here to anchor so and ground so deeply so the feminine can soar to even greater heights. Is that not what we love of our feminine and masculine?
Yeah, we do. We need
Mm.
that support so we
Yeah.
can
Yes,
do what we
I
need to
just,
do.
he's actually,
Lovely.
look, he's in that zone now, just standing separate.
Good boy.
Yes.
Oh, they're all so beautiful.
Yes. So basically, TikTok gave me the inspiration to go for it. I then started really actively working on the book, and I now do my individual sessions, 1-day retreats, once a month, usually a meditation, mindfulness, and chai, which is essentially this: sit around and introduce people to the power of this work. But what's getting really exciting now is the retreats. So
Yeah.
I'm just having small groups, usually 3 or 4, but I've got a few plans, hopefully to
Do
get
they
some more.
stay in your home
Mhm.
or okay? Oh, that's
Friday
lovely.
nights, twice a month, I open my door and go, okay, so spirit, who's coming?
Yeah.
That's so lovely.
I might have a sentence
Yep.
why they're coming towards the experience.
Yep.
And they're very, very beautiful. So, and now it's about expanding on that because people want to come from further afield. So I'm now trying to get more accommodation and make them longer. And
Yep.
I can't even imagine what we'll do over the course of a week, which is what Liz Mitten Ryan does.
Yeah.
But there's so many incredible healers around here, so I will have them come in and
Yeah, have
do
guest
sessions,
appearances
yeah,
and stuff.
and
Yeah,
do,
cool.
and weave in different things. So the retreats really are the focus, and I'm loving the group work after so much individual work over the years.
Yeah,
right.
we can relate to that.
And you've got a beautiful
too.
teepee set up over there.
Yes.
And you take yoga classes.
Yes. So we do yoga and meditation, and people have their massages as part of the retreat in there. Or
And you do sound healing sometimes, do you? Or
that's
not?
coming up
Yeah.
in October. We're doing 2 hours with the horses like this, and then an hour and a half as a sound, like beautiful medicine to combine those.
We might have to book in for that
Yeah. We've only done it for some corporate groups, but this is the first one we're opening to the public because it's so beautiful.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
Well, we'll put all the links to Rachel underneath this video if you're interested in connecting with her. And we're going to explore a bit and just film bits and pieces of what we do. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. And we'll just continue the story.
I feel like perhaps you need to really honour your inner child, and we need to get you up on that hay roll and sit up on that hay roll with all
Are
the
you kidding?
horses.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be in that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's such a
thank
beautiful
you.
thing to do.
And
Yeah.
I'd love to experience them healing too.
Yes.
That'd just be beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, let's play and see what we do.
Thank you.
You flap your arms. You don't have to have that. It's what is comfortable for your body. You may love the horse coming up and putting their face near you, but it's for you to keep yourself safe.
Thank you.
Usually we would have a meditation and just drop more into the body before we go to the herd, because then we're so attuned to, they are 100% in the body in every moment. When we're aware of what's alive in us, then we can be tracking it as we're moving around, or if one's breathing with us. Or so I invite you to just be curious of what you sense and what you feel. Okay. And if you feel like a horse is really looking at you or breathing on you or drawn particular, and that's why I love to work with them loose, so people can go towards whoever they feel like they'd like to go towards.
Oh, that's great advice. Okay. And to knowledge as well, isn't it? Like to know that you can.
Every single thing we do here is not just a beautiful couple of hours or a weekend. It's everything we do here is to take back to life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, say, for example, have problems saying no and with their boundaries. So working with horses, we have to be so clear, these big animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that so I work with particular horses with people when they need to strengthen their ability to
coming
not
closer.
be bossed. Yeah, the girls are all coming in.
Yeah.
All right. So we can walk towards them?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've got Franklin.
No,
Clover.
Clover. That's Tavy. She looks very close to Franklin. So
There's Franklin.
watch this. That's her Lady moving Clover, ears back, little bite, moved her on. Lady's often orchestrating who's where.
Ah. So Lady's the smaller one.
Yeah. That's Franklin.
So he wouldn't mind if I jumped up on that thing, is that would
I've got hidden over here a lovely little a
little step.
hi Nicola. Bush ladder.
A bush ladder. He's so big. Wow. That's not even the biggest one.
No, he's very close. So he's 17.3. So
Is there a big hole there?
so when Franklin arrived here, he was biting. He was
Biting people.
Biting, not people, because I was being mindful of him, but he was biting all the time and nipping. Not biting, but it wasn't pleasant. And I was saying no, and trying to say no with, and then I started pulling his whiskers, and it's like, this isn't working. I'm trying to bond, but this is not okay. And then one of my mentors helped me realize the biting was anxiety.
Yeah.
And what had happened is he was just having his take. He hadn't been used to humans asking him. So it was his response of, you're just getting me to do things, but you're not kind of checking in. So all I had to start doing was just step back and give him some space. And he's like, she's listening. And then he would be absolutely fine. So it's been so beautiful. And he was in mounted police. So he's been through a lot of intense training to desensitize. Causes a lot of, he's been having so much kinesiology to clear that, what he's been through.
Wow. They must have put him through a lot of frightening things, scenarios.
And then he got this.
It's not nice for a horse to be desensitized, would it be?
No, and what
you don't want to have a go up here on the hay bale, Georgie?
Come on. You can both go if you wanted to. The Venus
Come
twins.
On up, little lady.
Do the twinny thing on the hay.
Franklin's been playing a massive role in healing the feminine.
Darling.
Really?
Yeah, thank you, beautiful boy. String there.
Is it better in there? Is it the hay?
It's all nice and juicy in there.
Someone needs to make an app with that sound.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
Hours going to sleep, like when a horse is eating, all's well.
It really is lovely.
It's such a, like when babies get that, and then when they're full of milk, and they've just got that,
the bliss.
The bliss. And the sound.
I love it. It is very relaxing, I've got to say, isn't it?
Very.
People often start feeling quite sleepy and
relaxed. It's almost like the sound of when they're walking along a road, like that clip-clop kind of vibration. He's very relaxed, this horse. Extremely relaxed.
You happy here? Hey, what? They're kind of organically coming in. Yeah. Keep him happy. He's coming into the table a little bit more, but I've got a lot of moving parts, so I'm just going to keep him there.
Yeah, the dogs really are a part of it too, aren't they?
They're huge. Yeah. Are you feeling something there?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I just feel like it's got to tap in a bit, but here he comes. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh, I just feel like he's saying, just let me, yeah, just saying, I'm just grounding her first. Wow. Okay. Here comes this one. Doing the same thing as the other one did. Did you? Oh, same. Oh.
That's getting
Yeah.
I was going to invite her over,
But she came anyway.
I'm having to lock her up at the moment because she's getting too big on spring grass. So she seemed like, no way. But she's come over of her own accord.
That's beautiful.
These two
They're
work
like working in
so
tandem.
powerfully together.
Look, his eyes, he's gone into that trance state. They both have now, all of it together. Oh, wow.
Then it starts getting strong.
Oh, my heart feels like it's beating at 100 miles an hour. Like, it feels really beautiful. Oh, Georgie. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Is this the position that you're talking about, that they do? Yeah. Quite a blissful feeling.
Notice how we were on the hay roll and we said, oh, we'll make our way towards the table. And then organically they just
Come
come.
over. Yeah. I'm just hearing there's nothing to be afraid of, and that's what I keep hearing from them. What are
See how Toby's looking and chewing now without any food involved? That means it's just been a little release, or that feels better, or something, just a little shift. Actually, Franklin's in now as well, energetically. See, he's stopped, he's in trance here as well.
Now Clover's got the foot resting.
Feels like energy's coming up to me.
Beautiful. I just felt like I need to be connected to the earth some way. Touch the tree. It's help. Gosh, they're so gentle. Oh.
Blows my mind all the time that people that have nothing to do with horses usually can feel safe enough
Yeah,
to do this.
yeah, yeah.
And then what happens is people have their, like they just let themselves go and
It's a beautiful place, beautiful space to be in, this vibration.
I do say to people though, this has taken many years of trust as a herd to know. So you just don't put a massage table out with any horse in a paddock.
Yeah.
Like there's a yeah, it takes time to know what. When I first started, I had the horses halted. So I had some security of control. But now I feel comfortable.
Look at these two working together. Magnificent. What do you think he's doing to her or her?
I think
for
it's
me, I
never
feel like too.
random where she's putting herself on the body.
Yeah, the right side.
Yeah, and definitely.
Is that where your that sore leg is, the knee?
The whole right leg is where the issues are.
Yeah.
They're definitely working in tandem. And it's also very important in this work that, oh, there you go, it's a big one. So that's a big release that's happened with that. So like in shamanic, using the breath to move energy.
Thank you. I stepped back a bit now, and the big one's coming over a bit more.
Yeah, as a practitioner, we don't interpret for the person. We let the person, we try and give them enough information for them to, whatever happens, to make sense for themselves, whether that out-breath meant this or whether that nod was in relation to that thought, or I'm being here as a buffer for safety so they know that we can't interrupt, so she can relax and she doesn't have to be on wary of him moving.
Gosh, they're so calm. It's just quite incredible to be this close. He's coming closer to you now. And he's chewing.
We love the licking and chewing.